When looking at the AFC conference, I'm not going to lie, it's pretty boring this year. I mean, I could pretty much accurately predict every team that made the playoffs other than the Broncos. In fact, the divisional matchups for this year were the exact same as they were last year. The AFC is essentially dominated by the Bills, the Ravens, and of course, the almighty Chiefs. But the NFC, that's a completely different story. Sure, there were expected contenders like the Lions and the Eagles, but this conference gave us plenty of surprises. Take the Buccaneers, for example, led by Baker Mayfield. I have to be honest, he has had one of the most impressive comeback stories in recent memory. Mayfield went from being cast aside by the Browns, then bouncing from team to team, to having an outstanding season with the Bucks, ultimately leading them to the playoffs. Then there's the Rams, who by the way started this season 0-4. I feel like a lot of people forget about that because of how impressive they have been throughout the season. They started 0-4 and yet somehow managed to win their division and even upset the Vikings. Still, out of every team in the league, there is one that stands out as being the most impressive, and that is the Washington Commanders. Before we begin, you guys already know the drill. If you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel with that notification bell on. Now let's get into the video. One of the biggest reasons for the Washington Commanders' success this season is their rookie quarterback, Jayden Daniels. Drafted in the second round, the former Heisman winner came into the league with plenty of hype, but no one could have predicted what he would have accomplished in his first year. Daniels put up one of the most impressive rookie seasons in NFL history. With a 12-5 regular season record, 31 total touchdowns, and the Commanders' first playoff win since 2005, Daniels didn't just live up to expectations, he shattered them. Now, the wildcard game against the Commanders and the Bucks could have gone either way, so I feel like after that game, people were still unsure about the Commanders, but the real shock was what happened the next week. Jayden Daniels and the Commanders upset the Lions 45-31, where he threw for 299 yards and 2 touchdowns, leading his team to the NFC Championship as a rookie. This kid has been nothing short of remarkable. But drafting this rising star wasn't the only reason for the Commanders' success. The team made bold moves in the offseason that laid the foundation for their incredible turnaround. First, there was a major shift in leadership. Josh Harris took over as the new owner, bringing a fresh vision to the franchise. General manager Adam Peters and head coach Dan Quinn were brought in to steer the team in a new direction. To boost their strategy, they added Cliff Kingsbury as offensive coordinator and Joe Witt Jr. as defensive coordinator, creating a coaching staff with serious credentials. On the field, the Commanders revamped their roster. They signed dynamic players like Austin Eckler, who added versatility to their backfield, and veterans like Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu, who brought leadership and grit to the defense, which showed in the game against the Lions since the defense was able to accomplish 5 turnovers that game. 5. They fortified their offensive line with Nick Allegretti and Tyler Biadasz and upgraded their pass rush by signing Dorrance Armstrong, Clelin Ferrell, and Dante Fowler. The secondary also got a massive boost with the acquisition of Pro Bowl quarterback Marshawn Lattimore midseason, alongside signings like Jeremy Chin and Noah, I'm not going to lie, I don't know how to say this name, Igbenaghine. I'm going to guess that's right. Even their special teams got attention, with Austin Sorbet and Tyler Ott providing consistency. So yeah, the Commanders didn't just rely on one person. They built a roster and a coaching staff that worked together to exceed every expectation, and the results speak for themselves. What makes the Commanders' story so special isn't just the wins or the stats, it's the transformation. This was a franchise that had been written off by most of the league, but through smart decisions and bold moves and a collective commitment to winning, they've completely turned things around. From ownership to coaching, from rookies to veterans, every piece of the puzzle came together perfectly, And now this team, once considered an afterthought, is competing on the biggest stage of football. And honestly, I can see this team being a contender for the Lombardi Trophy. No BS. The Washington Commanders are a reminder that in the NFL, anything is possible. It doesn't matter your record or anything. With the right leadership, talent, determination, and strategy, anything is possible. They've gone from a laughingstock to a serious contender. And honestly, this is just the beginning for Jaden Daniels and the Commanders.